What are you if you have money? Are you finally a somebody in a world where being a nobody feels like a silent punishment? Or are you simply a human being who suddenly has access to choices that were once locked behind invisible doors? In America, money is not just currency. It's identity, opportunity, protection, leverage, status, survival, and sometimes even forgiveness. When you have money, people hear you differently, look at you differently, talk to you differently. Even your silence starts sounding intelligent. But before money changes your life, it changes the temperature of the rooms you walk into. Suddenly, people stand straighter, smile brighter, speak softer, and pretend harder. You become the person others pay attention to, not because of your character, but because of what you carry in your bank account. Yet deep inside, the question nags your soul. Does money give you value, or does it simply reveal value you always had, but the world refused to see? Having money in America means you are no longer playing defense against life. You are finally allowed to play offense. You stop surviving and start designing. You stop reacting and start choosing. The fear of bills, debt, emergencies, and uncertainty loosens its grip on your chest, and for the first time in years, your dreams aren't limited by your circumstances. You begin to understand why people chase wealth so desperately, not for greed, but for the privilege to breathe without fear. But with money also comes a strange mirror, one that reflects not your face, but your intentions. If you're generous, money magnifies your generosity. If you're insecure, money enlarges your insecurities. If you're lost, money amplifies your confusion, and if you're hungry for control, money becomes the loudest weapon you carry. In America, wealth becomes a language understood by banks, landlords, doctors, schools, business partners, and even strangers with money. You're spoken to with respect. Without it, you're spoken to with conditions. You begin to realize how financial security shapes behavior. People treat you better when they need something from you, and treat you differently when you need something from them. But beyond how the world sees you, money changes how you see the world. Streets feel safer, risks feel smaller, goals feel reachable, time feels valuable, and the future feels less like a threat and more like a canvas. People around you also begin to shift. Some admire you, some envy you, some mistrust you, some use you, and a few genuinely support you. But the lines blur because money makes it hard to know who's real. And you learn quickly that the more zeros you add to your account, the fewer people you can truly count on. You start noticing that those who once doubted you now want advice, those who ignored you now offer opportunities, and those who judged you now justify your success as luck. Money reveals more about others than it does about you. Yet deep inside, you face a new kind of loneliness, the kind that comes when you're surrounded by people but unsure who would stay if everything disappeared. But there is another side, the quieter side, the one people rarely talk about. Money gives you time, the most luxurious, underrated, life-changing asset on earth. Time to think, to rest, to heal, to learn, to travel, to grow, to spend moments with the people you love without constantly checking the price tag of every activity or the balance in your account. Money opens mental space that poverty never allows. Poverty forces you into the present. Wealth gives you access to the future. And as you move through this new world, you start asking deeper questions. Who am I without the labels people give me because of my net worth? Who am I when I'm no longer defined by struggle? Who am I when I no longer have to chase, compete, or prove myself? Money can change your circumstances, your relationships, your comfort, your lifestyle, but the one thing it cannot change is the self you meet when you're alone in the dark. And that's why so many wealthy people still feel empty, because the world applauds their bank accounts while ignoring the parts of them that remain unresolved. But if you use money with intention, something powerful happens. You begin turning fear into freedom, confusion into clarity, dreams into plans, survival into progress. Money becomes more than income. It becomes infrastructure for a life you control. It becomes a tool to protect your family, fuel your ambitions, and build something that outlives you. You understand that money isn't the goal. Options are. Not to be better than others, but to be better than your past self. And slowly, you discover the true answer to the question, what are you if you have money? You are not a god, not a villain, not a hero. You are simply a human with leverage, choices, and opportunities that let your true self finally step out of the shadows. Money doesn't define your soul, but it defines your direction. It doesn't create your character, but it exposes it. It doesn't guarantee happiness, but it removes barriers that make happiness unreachable. So what are you if you have money? You're someone with a quieter mind, a stronger voice, a wider horizon, a safer tomorrow, and the chance to live life on your own terms. But the deeper truth is this: money doesn't answer the question of who you are. It simply gives you the chance to answer it for yourself.